That's true, yes. She seems to be under a little bit more stress now. She was never really under stress before. So now she seems to be a little bit more stressful.
Okay. And going back to our questionnaire, one of the things you said you're going to do is try to be more attuned to your wife's needs because she's under a lot more stress.
Right.
So what are some things that you planned on or maybe think you can do to kind of help relieve some of the stress?
Well, some of the things, sometimes try to have dinner ready for her when she gets home, if she gets home at the right time. Just asking her how her day went. Just trying to be involved in, what she's been doing at work, or, give her a day off. She normally washes clothes on certain days, just wash clothes for her. Just little bitty things like that.
Have you been doing those things lately?
Yeah, I've started doing it the last couple of weeks.
And have you noticed a change in your wife? Has she maybe been getting home a little bit earlier or maybe been less stressed out?
The hours haven't changed, no, but maybe the stress level. I've seen a couple more smiles.
Okay. And in this whole scenario, your ideal conclusion would be that she, one, quits her job, goes back to the way it was before when the kids were in school, where she gets home before the kids do. What would be your ideal where everybody's happy? What would be the compromise for you?
She works less hours and goes back to the way it used to be.
Okay. Now, what if, just for argument's sake, your wife says, I love my job, I don't want to cut down on my hours, this is a temporary flux in work hours, it'll go back to normal in a couple weeks, but I want to keep my job and my hours the way they are. How would that make you feel?
I wouldn't like it, but, going back to, I'm trying to support her needs, and she says it's only for a couple more weeks, then I would try to be supportive of that.
Okay. Now, is this the first bump you've had in your relationship?
I think so.
Okay, no other issues have come up, no other...
Nothing major. Everybody has little bumps, but this is the first major bump.
Okay, now how did it make you feel when your wife brought up the subject of marital counseling?
Actually, I was kind of glad, because I figured, we're not solving our issues by ourselves, so maybe a professional could help us.
Okay, and what do you hope to get out of this counseling?
I'm hoping that it'll bring us closer together, that we can kind of understand each other, our views. We've been married together for a long time, things change. So some of her views probably have changed. I'm sure they have. Some of my views have changed, so just try to get back on the same path that we were on before.
Okay. Now describe to me how your weekends play out. I know you said your wife works a lot during the week. Does she also work on the weekends?
No.
Okay, so how is a typical weekend in your household?
Well, the weekends are basically for the girls. The girls, they have activities on Saturdays and Sundays, so we're basically doing things with them on the weekend. And those things have basically stayed the same. So we either go on a soccer game or a basketball game or golf practice, and we might take in a movie, go get something to eat. Those things are basically still the same. So we're still having pretty good weekends.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is your weekends are packed with lots of activities. You have lots of things going on with the kids, lots of running back and forth. How is your interaction with your wife during the weekend? Say you're at one of the soccer games. Is there a conversation between the two of you? Is there interaction?
We're basically just watching and focusing on what the girls are doing. We have conversation, but it's basically about the girls and what they're doing.
Okay. So what you're saying is that even when you are together, uninterrupted on the weekends, your conversations are not focused on each other, but more of the children?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now, one of the answers you had on here was you wanted to be closer together. And you know as well as I do, I've been married myself for a couple of years, and the more children you have, the more responsibilities you have. Drifting apart can definitely be one of the results of just having a busy life. How did you two, what are some of the things that you all did to keep your relationship new and exciting in the beginning?
Well, before the kids, or
Before, and then we'll go to after the kids.
well, before the kids, we used to go to the movies once a week, and we've always enjoyed eating out, so that really hasn't changed. We don't do it as much anymore just because we're busy, but we still try to go out and eat. We don't do it just my wife and I, which I would like to do that more. Sometimes just us to go out to eat, but we definitely do that as a family, which is still enjoyable. And we used to, just go to the park or take pictures,